Are you interested in the Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport? Well, let's find out more together. Let's go. The Volkswagen Atlas is meant for the US market, and it's also built in the US in Tennessee. And Atlas and the new Atlas Cross Sport, they look pretty similar as for the front grille, pretty strong stance, rectangular design. But again, the daytime running light is a little bit different from the signature right here. And this one also comes with this new VW IQ light. This is their new brand name for their more elaborate LED headlamps. So the Atlas Cross Sport is a little bit flatter and also a little bit shorter. So 4 meters 97 instead of 5 meters 04, or 196 inches instead of 198 inches. But that's more about the overhang. It has nothing to do with the wheelbase. The wheelbase from the Atlas Cross Sport and the Atlas is absolutely the same. At the moment there are 20-inch wheels mounted. In the R line it goes even up to 21 inch. That's of course pretty huge for such a vehicle then. And here you got a Cross Sport badge. And of course the main difference, next to the standard rather rectangular wheel arches here also, the main difference then is here that we have a rather falling roofline, and where the normal Atlas, is a little bit more upright, and here also from the window graphic, this looks a little bit sleeker, a little bit more elegant. In the rear, the Atlas Cross Sport has a flatter rear window, and also those taillamps look a little bit more modern because they have a new LED signature right in there. Again, also with this new IQ light brand design. This one is, by the way, the SEL trim. We also have a little other trims and colors here on location showing very soon. So what about engines? You either get a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine with 238 horsepower, or this one here, the 3.6-liter V6 with 280 horsepower, the stronger one. That one then suitable for 2.3 tons of towing capacity. So that would be your choice if you want to have a trailer or just a little bit more power under the hood. And now some more colors for you. There's also the SEL trim, but here in the gray. Or what about white, which again proves my point that especially bigger cars look always even bigger in white. And there's also a lighter blue available, for example. This one is the SE trim. Then there's a new steering wheel that is exclusively now for the Atlas Cross Sport with the new VW logo as well, this retro style logo, and the steering wheel looks more modern than before. You can also get digital instruments, as you can see right there with the screen just behind the steering wheel. Those all digital instruments where you can, for example, follow some GPS commands as well. This one in the SEL trim, as I said earlier. The seats actually quite wide. In this case, the animal skin variant, but there are also other non-animal skin options depending on the trim, of course. And let me get inside. The moment the seat was put way in the front, I'm not sure who was sitting here. And the thing is, you realize the seat is really very wide. It offers you a lot of space, even if you are not very small or something. So that's pretty cool. And you sit upright. It's seating-wise almost feeling like in the Volkswagen Touareg. Interior overview here with a rather straight design, and everything is pretty simple and easy to use. This is a very, very straightforward car. And you can see here the climate unit is still somewhat manual, so easy to control it while driving. Automatic gearbox right there, adaptive cup holders. Here I've already put in the Apple CarPlay connection. Android Auto is also possible. Soon more details to that screen. So pretty modern infotainment system, not the most fancy one, but I like to have still the buttons here for the audio and also here for zooming in and out the map. It's also, has also an advantage. And again, the virtual instruments here on the left side and a pretty compact steering wheel. I like, again, the new design. And now a close-up right here. The Carplay Integration uses all of the screen. And then we go back to the VW menu, and there's, for example, a GPS hotkey here for Los Angeles. There we go. Depends on your connection and also how responsive it is or not. But also, again, pretty straightforward, easy to see. And even more interesting about this vehicle is, of course, the rear area. And this is the seat as I would be driving. And there is ample of legroom left here. This is really amazing. And it's by no means the longest car. But this one here is a quite good package. It's using all the space it has. It's also an advantage that you don't have such a long front hood because of the front-wheel driven platform. So that's really good. And also how wide it is here even. And very, very comfortable upright back seats. So what about the trunk right here? Wow, those are really square dimensions, and I've already flipped one of the seat half. You cannot do it from here, you have to do it from the rear, but you can see here, one is up, the other 2/3 is down, and there's really massive amounts of space, pretty cool. Here's a replacement tire. And also the sound system on the inside. So now another interior here, the SE trim. And I think this is quite cool here in this wood look. You know, also feels quite nice. And then the bright interior to that, that's pretty cool, especially the blue exterior color. And then also different seats. Actually, this one is the leather red, so the animal-friendly version. And how do you see that? The real animal seats, they have like more segments here design-wise, and this one, the leather red seat, has less segments. That's, you know, how you can see it from the outside, and it's available in black and also in beige, like here, and it brings also more brightness to the interior. And now to our conclusion for the day with the Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. Well, it's not too different from the Volkswagen Atlas, but the exterior design definitely freshens it up a little bit. The Atlas looks, let's say, a little bit bulky in comparison to this one, so more elegant, sportier, and I think it works very, very well. So it's not a small car, it offers really decent space on the interior, but with the Cross Sport version, it, you know, looks somehow better, I think. Quite often I don't like those SUV coupés, but here it's not like a round egg shape. I think it really found a good design language right there, and I mean the space you have on the interior in general is absolutely great here. It's a very good package, especially how much room you have on the rear seats. That's amazing. Then, you know, some updates there in the front if you compare it to the original Atlas, like with the new steering wheel. And it's very, very straightforward how you can control everything, you know, like with the old school climate units, but it doesn't have to be super, super fancy everywhere and everything, you know, hidden into an infotainment screen. So very straightforward car, and that's also what I prefer, you know, with this car. Then, again, the price performance. Hardly any other car at this size has such a good price performance, actually. That's probably the most interesting thing about this one. The only compromise, I mean, headroom in the rear is totally fine, like with normal Atlas. The only compromise that you lose a little bit of height in trunk in the back area. I think you can also easily live with that. So, what's your take on that one? Please leave me your comments to the Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. And also tune into our Atlas driving review. And I hope we will be able to drive this one here also in the US very soon. See you there. And of course at other motor show parts here from today.